This video discusses what the students see in the gradebook compared to what you see in the gradebook. As instructors, we see a very large grid that goes horizontally across the page. If you click the drop-down arrow next to the student's name and select Preview, you see what the students see in their gradebook, which is a vertical list of their grades. In this example, the points column is not showing anything. The grade column is showing the grade scheme. To control what the student sees in your gradebook, we're going to take a look at the settings in your gradebook. So from your Enter Grades page, click on the Settings cogwheel in the upper right-hand corner. You have three menus: Personal Display Options, which is what you see in the gradebook that goes horizontally. You have the Org Unit Display Options, which shows you what the students see in their vertical gradebook, and then you have some calculation options. So we're first going to look at the Personal Display Options. The three things that you have the choice between in this particular gradebook are the points grade, the grade scheme symbol, and the grade scheme color. The points grade is simply how many points they have out of how many points total. The grade scheme symbol is either the percentage or the letter grade based on what your scheme is. And the color is just if you want them to see a different color based on whether they're getting an A or a B and so on. There are some other things that you can look at. Most people just leave the defaults for these settings. You can also decide if you want the adjusted final grade column to repeat at the start of the user list. I recommend doing this if you are using the adjusted grade column. If not, you can just keep it unchecked. Now we'll go to the Org Unit Display Options, which controls what the students see. So the students in this example did not see the points grade, if you remember from that previous page. So I'll click Points Grade here to show the students their points grade. Display how final grade was calculated. This is only used really if you have lots of different things in the gradebook that aren't actually going into the final grade, and you want to make sure the student understands exactly what items were graded in their final grade. You can just leave this as to whatever the default setting was. In the Calculation Options tab, you have some other items here. If you use weighted points, then this will be checked. You can decide whether you are going to set the calculated final grade or the adjusted final grade column as the actual grade. You can drop ungraded items. This is the default because usually you don't want a student to see an F as soon as they only have one item in the gradebook. Sometimes at the end of the semester, instructors will switch to treat ungraded items as 0 once they know that they have graded everything that has been submitted. Be careful when you switch to this that you do actually want to do this. The last box here is checked if you want to keep the grades updated every time you enter something new. This is a commonly checked box because you don't want to have to recalculate the grade every time you add new grades. Save any changes that you might make. And when I navigate back to Enter Grades, now when I preview a student's grade, you'll see that they are seeing their points because I checked the points box in the Org Unit Display Options. So those are some of the settings that you'll find in the Gradebook tool. Thanks for watching.